Imagine waking up one day to a world completely devoid of people. Streets are silent, offices are empty, and homes stand abandoned. The cities, once bustling with life, are eerily still. There are no voices, no chatter, no cars honking. It's just you, alone. At first glance, this might feel like a dream come true for some, a respite from the chaos of humanity. No more responsibilities, no expectations, no societal rules to follow. But as the reality of the situation sinks in, you might find yourself asking, what happens next? This article delves into the psychological, practical, and existential implications of being the last person on Earth. The first hours would likely be a whirlwind of emotions. Confusion would reign supreme. What happened? Where is everyone? Did you miss a major event? Or are you the victim of some bizarre experiment? Without answers, your mind would race to fill the gaps, likely swinging between panic and denial. Instinctively, you might wander through your neighborhood calling out for others, hoping to find a sign of life. But with each unanswered call, the reality of your isolation would grow heavier. Once the initial shock subsides, your survival instincts would kick in. Maslow's hierarchy of needs comes into play here: food, water, shelter, and safety. Grocery stores would become your treasure trove. With refrigeration systems down, assuming power plants are unattended, perishables like meat, dairy, and fresh produce would spoil quickly. Your focus would shift to canned goods, dried foods, and bottled water, which could sustain you for months, if not years. Over time, learning basic farming and water purification techniques would become essential. While your home might still be intact, the idea of exploring new spaces could be both thrilling and practical. Mansions, luxury hotels, or fortified buildings might appeal to your sense of security and comfort. However, you need to be mindful of maintenance and potential dangers from neglect. Without humans maintaining infrastructure, the environment would slowly start reclaiming urban spaces. Wild animals might begin to wander into cities, posing a potential threat. Fire hazards, collapsing buildings, and malfunctioning machinery could also become dangers over time. Being alone for extended periods can take a heavy toll on mental health. Humans are social creatures, hardwired for connection. Without the presence of others, you might experience loneliness, anxiety, and even depression. To stave off loneliness, you might turn to technology. Radios, televisions, and books could provide a semblance of company. Even if the voices and stories are fictional, journaling or vlogging your experiences might help maintain a sense of purpose. You might start talking to objects akin to Wilson the volleyball in Castaway. Imagining characters or pretending you're part of a community could provide temporary relief from isolation. The question of why this happened might haunt you. Was this a divine punishment? A freak scientific anomaly? Without answers, you could wrestle with existential dread, questioning the purpose of your existence in a world devoid of others. Over time, your perspective might shift from survival to exploration. The world is now your playground, filled with treasures waiting to be discovered. You'd have access to everything humanity left behind. Fancy driving a Ferrari? It's yours. Always wanted to live in a penthouse? Go ahead. Museums, libraries, and art galleries would become personal sanctuaries, offering endless learning opportunities. Without maintenance, infrastructure would decay rapidly. Roads would crack, buildings would deteriorate, and power grids would fail. The once modern world would begin reverting to a more primal state. Over time, you'd need to learn skills like woodworking, farming, and basic engineering to adapt.